Alright, here we go. Grand Finals, the first North American qualifier for this split. Who's gonna win? G2 or GenG?
Well, I'm sure glad we had that discussion on the desk about who was a better loser in Copenhagen. You show me a good loser.
This is what we've been building up for the past 3 days. Now let's see who's going to come out on top.
A matchup tale as old as time as far as North America is concerned. We have seen these two face off what feels like a million times at this point. And you're right, we're not here to see who has the more quality loss. It's who is going to be the better matchup, who's taking the crown at the end of the day once again.
Who's getting 20 points to start the second qualifying process.
It's a good first goal from First Killer. 3-man passing play, apparently Jack to Chronic, Chronic to First Killer with the goal. Nothing to complain about, but nothing special either, you know, it's just good play.
It did feel like a little bit of a slow start for them, I will be honest, and there was one person I had my eye on. I was waiting to see them wake up, and it was First Killer. We didn't see the First Killer that we usually all know and love and are terrified of on the field. And for an early goal to come out like that, that could be a huge sign for GenG going up against G2 right now.
Chronic beaten out by Beast Mode there, so apparently Jack will restart the attack. Beast Mode and Jack both after this ball that falls right to First Killer. From the ceiling, Chronic waiting on the weak side.
That was almost a nasty double dunk.
Had to wait his way over to the side. Now Beast Mode has this one all the way out to midfield, and he might even be able to stay with it. That demo from Atomic taking out First Killer, critical for G2. Allows Daniel to run after Chronic, and they didn't really have a backup plan for that, as GenG's all over it.
Yeah, it was more to just kind of leave that one there. This does look like the start of a plan, though, from GenG. It was an attempted pass, but Atomic intercepted it. Daniel just trying to slow things down. I think Beast Mode wanted to bail him out, but he's got other plans. And right now, G2 just kind of lurking like sharks, waiting for the opportunity to take a shot. Daniel took his, but it was wide.
There's a lot of demos I've noticed this time around. Like just for every series, basically. Like normally, North America does plenty of demos, but that's a lot more than normal.
Daniel has to climb the ladder for this, and waiting for him the whole
oh, hello. Oh my god. That would have been so good.
Rare miss indeed, but there's still a long way to go between these two squads. 2:47 on the clock here. Daniel over into the corner where Atomic was, but it's low boost for him. Most he can do is try and make a challenge on Jack, and he does, but Jack's going to carry this one down to himself. Tries to get past Beast Mode, can do so, but Daniel was waiting, and now enough boost in the tank to try and carry through, but First Killer's done such a great job, along the likes of GenG, of stopping G2 in their tracks. That's what you got to do if you're them, because shots like these are
oh my god.
very, very often throughout the series.
I've just got no boost.
Jack having to deal with a lot of chaos around him, but he still made the stop. G2 threw the house at GenG and came up empty. That good back pass, very calm under pressure, and then Jack just sits there and just lets Beast Mode get the demo. Now Chronic will give way to Jack. Big shot is saved away by Daniel.
We've got just under 2 minutes to go, and GenG have managed to hold on to a 1-goal lead here. Every effort has been shut down. Right now, that's all you gotta do. It only takes one to win at this point. No boost in the tank for Beast Mode. This one gets sent off mid. It's enough time for him to find something. He's trying to get in position. His Chronic comes from the ceiling. This one down. It's gonna float. Jack not in position. So Daniel over to Atomic. This one touches twice. Heads towards net. First Killer with the save, but the demo sends him back. And here comes G2. Efforts don't stop here, and neither does the pressure.
A big shot from Daniel. That one's saved away as well. And G2, again, they've had plenty of opportunities. Jack just got there ahead of Beast Mode, but still have nothing to show for it except a truckload of shots.
That's just in. How did that happen?
6 shots, 6 near misses, and then
No touch there. Atomic has 0 boost. I need. Okay.
It looked like it was just
This has got a bump on Daniel.
on Daniel a little bit, and then Atomic just also
Interesting.
awkward as well. Positioning just not in the favor of G2, but what is in favor is GenG right now, up 2 goals, nothing answered to. You got a minute left to go. And again, I'm sure this is very reminiscent of what we've seen every time these two have matched up.
Oh, the double to get downfield, but again, just repelled back to the center line, and apparently Jack will dump it in and force Beast Mode to work from his back half. First killer, second touch, dish that off to the side. Atomic and Daniel are both there, so they can't pass to each other. Beast Mode's nowhere to be found as well. He's finally there.
Is that also just going to be a goal? Oh, good save.
At least avoid conceding a goal there. And a chance now with Jack a little awkward at the back.
I'm not gonna lie, at the start of this it looked like G2 was gonna come out guns blazing and win, but that was a good delayed flick from Chronic. But yeah, GenG just perfect right now. Incredible.
He has such playmaker capability in these high pressure situations that have been going down for this team this weekend. He's definitely one to keep an eye on. As far as GenG is concerned, 8 seconds left here on the clock. It is probably too little too late at this point for G2's stride. Most you can do is head into game 2, head held high, knowing that it wasn't a bad matchup. It just was a very clean game from GenG.
It's a demon, that G2.
Head held a little bit higher than you normally see them.
Well, for any team to get to a point like this and then ultimately win, yes, you're going to have to win some where you're not at your best. Both teams have
Cool, Chronic. He was up for that so fast. That was a good save though.
Away with 20 points, and they'll be in the driver's seat trying to qualify to go to Landon 3.0. It's Atomic to kick things off for G2, feeding Daniel. He might have barely got a
yeah, that was really awkward.
And it falls to Beast Mode to score it on the
That was really awkward.
There you have it. The game plan coming through, early pressure, and like you said, yeah, there was no touch on that one.
Yeah,
I think it
nothing was
a
gonna
really
happen there.
solid cleanup
Then
from Beast Mode and G2.
there's no way Chronic could have got that. First killer needed to hit that ball, but he missed.
You want to see if you're a G2 fan, or at least if you're based.
Whoa! Hello, first killer.
That's going to be unbearable if we allow them both on the desk at the end of this. But for now, the real stars of the show doing battle here on Forbidden Temple. Chronic going to send one out. He's got Jack in support, but he's intercepted by Daniel. And he opts to drop one off to Atomic. Beast Mode can't get the follow-up because Jack got one extra touch coming out of that corner. And then he can send this downfield and maybe try and force a double commit. G2 was bunched up a little bit in front of the net. Now this drops down in front, and Daniel can collect it from Beast Mode.
He's going to carry this one towards the net over one. Can't quite make an angle on it. First killer anticipated it and sent him off. Great transition here from GenG. We're going to see who's going to be behind. It's going to be Jack to finish the follow-up there. Pass over to Chronic. Shot
close.
Just wide, and Daniel will carry this around the corner. Hopefully trying to get the transition there for G2. They do.
And that's in.
Shot. It's actually passed first.
Okay.
And it's in.
G2 on the regain in game 2.
I mean, look at there are 5 cars all bunched up there. The only one who's not in that big cluster is Beast Mode because he's stuck at the back. Well, you've got all 3 members of GenG there. You can't really be surprised that that one ends up behind them in their net. A huge defensive breakdown out of GenG, and it gives G2 a 2-goal lead. Now Chronic looking to cut into that lead. Got the flip reset. This is dropped back towards Jack, but cleared out by Daniel.
Comes Atomic. Again, it's low boost for this one, but still, even on low boost, G2, what they are really good at is still being able to start those transitions over the mid, and they do so again. Daniel collecting that corner there, trying to keep it forward, not quite able to do so as best as he would have liked. Instead, it's first over to Jack. No connection made on this ball, and it falls to the hands of Daniel.
Jack just up a little too slow for a shot that was just shot out of a rocket.
Good touch from Beast Mode. Hello. That's good look for G2 again. Oh, good save from first killer. Follow up. Chronic. Oh, the bump. Oh my god. I mean, either way, it was getting saved. If he got bumped or not, then I guess.
actually clear the way. Unlucky for
Damn.
G2, but the lead still remains 2. GenG trying to get one back here. That's denied by Atomic and friends.
Yeah, they didn't score. They're still in a perfect spot for a win here. Unless, of course, GenG score, then it's not so
Let's see,
not so
G2 keep
good.
this one going. Their offense has picked up massively. Defense looks incredible, but same can be said for GenG now. Here comes First Killer, trying to get challenged by Beast Mode. This one becomes a dead ball and instead pans forward, upfield. No boost in the tank means Atomic can clear over to Daniel from the mid, pass down, back to him, back and forth to try and bob and weave through the defense towards this net. They're inching their way there, but it's apparently Jack to send them back momentarily because none other than Chronic, that is the player, again, to keep your eyes on. He has been everywhere all at once for this squad, just keeping everybody at bay for the most part.
Everywhere, all at once. Chronic trying to set up First Killer, blocked by Atomic. And it's G2 playing the role that GenG played in game 1. Frustrating the
How the hell did Beast Mode get a demo there? He looks so slow.
Now taking a bunch of control here. Atomic doesn't have any boost in the tank, but he's still able to get around apparently Jack. Daniel runs forward, and now First Killer can run up, and oh, he got spun out there. Otherwise, he might have run onto that ball and had a pretty wide open shot. So now Atomic will bring it across. I'll tell you what, it's been very awkward for both these squads.
Apparently Jack, that was a pretty fast one. Don't know what happened with the defense there. Daniel no boost, Beast Mode. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Both had barely any boost, and no one went backboard, back post.
So they get one back. 54 seconds could be an eternity here. First Killer, all by his lonesome.
Definitely not over for GenG in game 2.
Chronic is there, intercepted by Beast Mode, but that's why Jack is back. Chronic waiting across the field. Jack will take the shot himself, and Daniel will not relinquish any kind of a rebound. Rejects
Daniel doesn't have boost.
okay.
Okay. Beast Mode followed it up.
Daniel and Beast Mode both jump, but Atomic will stabilize things here in the final 30. Apparently Jack, though, full tank of boost. Daniel's got to be real careful, and he is. Didn't have a lot in the tank, but he had enough to get that out of harm's way.
This is a massive clear for G2 to waste time that right now GenG desperately want. Big bump there, crazy demo.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Floats into an open net.
Alright.
G2 gets security.
Game 2 to G2.
50 goes through. Daniel's right there. It went perfectly for G2. And Daniel puts game 2 away. Similar to how GenG closed it out in the closing seconds of game 1. So back and forth, these two juggernauts of North America go. It seems, again, impossible to imagine a world where they both aren't playing in London. The upper hand belongs to you, the fans, who are getting treated. 3-1 the scoreline in game 2 for G2. That's quite the response. What do we have now as we go to game 3 on DFH Stadium? GenG and G2 in a best of 5 now.
Back into kickoff we go between these two squads. We've seen it a million times, and like I said, does something new happen here, or is it the same as it's always been? Well, for G2, the same as it's always been has been nothing but wins these past few days here, and they're trying to keep it that way. As Beast Mode carries this one around to the corner, he spots Daniel, takes his time, can't get past First Killer though.
Daniel will circle around on this one. He's got Beast Mode coming across, but the demo from First Killer opens things up for apparently Jack to lead the counter for GenG. How long will that counterattack last? About this long. Beast Mode shot. Daniel trying to run interference as well, but instead has to run underneath.
Ooh, that 50.
Chronic did make the stop. So now
That could have been very good if they were ready for it.
Opts for himself. He's got Atomic waiting out.
Oh, Daniel was gonna block it. I mean, it didn't matter anyway. Huh. How did he get it to do that? Oh, okay. I thought he did something else. Okay, never mind. That looks weird.
Uncontested 1-goal lead for GenG. Every time we've seen somebody take that first goal, they have won the game in the series. So this could be interesting. Does GenG hold on to it for the rest of the game, or does G2 actually manage to come back and break the curse?
How appropriate that we started using a coin to start predicting contests, because between these two squads, it really does feel like a coin flip. Beast mode trying to run through. He got a piece of 2, but nobody else was running forward. That comes off a challenge from Daniel.
That was scary close.
Required first killer's attention for a moment.
Scary,
Now
scarily close.
Decent challenge in the
It's
corner.
too early in the morning for me.
Is
that just in? Oh no, Beast Mode's there in time. Okay.
Pace on. Beast mode barely making the save.
That was just in the last moments of time to be able to save that one, but the pressure doesn't stop here from GenG. Jack is already up, trying to keep this one going. Instead, Atomic's got other plans. Back pass over to Chronic. He's going to carry this one over that midfield. Huge play here. It's a spot over to first. Not a second touch.
Oh my god.
To keep that one going in and through.
That was a pretty nice passing play.
G2 stride, but
Too bad the shot was directly at 2 defenders. But I mean, there was nowhere else I could really put it, so it's just a shame. Where are they? What just happened? Atomic had no boost, and Chow then got a bad challenge. Beast mode got... I don't know where he was to begin with, but he got demoed. And Daniel was already demoed apparently. I don't know. I don't know where Beast Mode actually was, or why he was there.
First killer on 100% right now, because that is a terrifying person to go up against. Abjack, Lobos in the tank, but still manages to carry this one down to the ground. First killer up next, spots Beast Mode, tries to bounce it up. Follow up from Chronic, doesn't go through quite yet, but pressure gonna be sustained for now as Abjack's up in the air, carries this one over. Low boost for Atomic means this one could float down in the hands of a GenG player, and it does exactly that, but no dunk to be found.
G2 have looked just a little bit slower than usual here defensively in this third game, as GenG have kind of whipped the ball around the field. Chronic will serve one up for first killer. He's got apparently Jack in the midfield. He's also got Beast Mode to contend with. Up very early for that ball. Daniel running forward as well. That falls right to Chronic. And as GenG often does, they spread out and can work downfield very quickly. They got G2 pinned for just a moment, but that's rejected back out. And GenG have to start from square one again, but they do have the 2-goal lead. They don't really have to force the issue, but every second they spend on offense here is the second they're not spending defending this 2-goal lead. Atomic trying to run interference. There's nobody to hit. They're already up in the air.
Speaking of in the air, it was Beast Mode. A little awkward on this one. Leaves it down for Atomic to carry it through, but it's low boost for everyone on the end of G2 stride right now, which means it's keep away time for GenG Mobile 1. Daniel tries to send this one up. Not on target. Everything just seemingly wide at all times. This could be an opportunity, but it's too slow, and GenG gets back in time. Another shot from Daniel. Atomic not in position. He tried to turn around fast enough, but instead it's GenG that turn around just faster. And it's back and forth. Somebody trying to take the reins off this ball, and it's been G2 trying numerous times, but everything has just been off.
They've had plenty of chances. That one out of reach of Beast Mode. Final 30 seconds. Look, G2 has had all the pressure, but they have not found the net. They haven't found the target much at all here in this closing minute. This goes all the way across, back into G2 territory only for a moment. They're not out of this game, just the way they've had this pressure here in the final minute. But they've got to score here with a chance at a kickoff goal to tie, and they get what they need. Beast Mode with 6 to go.
You said they had to score here, and that's exactly what they did. Daniel, just enough to open up an opportunity for Beast Mode to score. They do so 6 seconds. You need something off of the kickoff. They're capable of doing it. They send one off. Atomic puts it up into the sky. Beast Mode back over to Daniel. Enough boost to carry this one through, but a demo could land this into the hands of first killer. It does. Beast Mode carries. He spots Daniel. He's low on boost too. GenG want to kill it, but the pinch keeps the ball in play.
That will finally kill it. That was a tough job by Beast Mode to keep that ball in the air. There was one demo on the. This turns into a 2-2 series. Both teams, of course, still have their timeout in their pocket. We go on now to Utopia, who will blink first in this particular game.
It's kind of interesting, you know, not seeing G2 take the timeout yet. We saw them utilize their timeouts in their last series against SSG quite often. I'm curious if they would rather just wait until match point or if they would just play through and see how it goes, right? Because really, what do you talk about at a time like this that hasn't already been said before? I'm sure G2, of all teams, came into this with a massive game plan, very much anticipating meeting up with GenG here once again. But I don't know, flip side of things is GenG probably just planned a little bit harder. It was ready.
Oh, first killer.
Ooh.
Up towards the crossbar. Apparently Jack tried to bring that one out of the corner, nothing doing. And Beast Mode and Atomic are both forward. It's Beast Mode that takes charge. And first killer wise to the play, but he apparently Jack coming from the backboard. So that's a lot of wasted boost. GenG doesn't have much left, and Beast Mode picks him apart.
That's a huge leading goal to find here in this game 4 right now. Drop down over to Atomic, but for Beast Mode to find the angle off it.
Okay.
Just barely get around first killer. That is a huge, huge step in the right direction for G2.
So G2 does strike first after, I want to say, a rare miscue defensively out of GenG, but they've been surprisingly common in this grand final. Seen them bunched up quite a bit. Seen some double commits, a little bit of hero ball. Uncharacteristic of the squad for sure. Now Daniel. Atomic will follow the play. It falls back to Beast Mode. He's going to dance around Chronic. First killer's up there too. But it's apparently Jack that has to guide that out to the corner. Not out of harm's way though by any means are GenG, as this stays deep in GenG territory. Beast Mode with a lot of space and quickly closed out by first killer.
I love this from G2 right now. Pressure is just extremely consistent, and that's what you got to do. Look at this. Multiple bumps from Daniel still isn't enough to get GenG off of their back.
Their defense is just going nuts right now.
In a decent clear there to give them a little bit of breathing room, but Chronic already sitting back, waiting, ready to go, but it's Chronic that's got the bail and the save. This one pinches on the ground, but first killer to clear.
Oh, Beast Mode chasing first killer, but he's able to recover after avoiding disaster. Daniel trying to center for Beast. That doesn't happen, but look at where G2 are. They're all bunched up in the corner, and GenG's going to come away with possession at least briefly. Again, you're seeing just a lot of awkward comms here
what a phrase.
out of GenG and G2. This time, apparently, Jack will clear at least out of danger for the moment. Now, this is not the level we expect out of these two teams. First killer just has a sitter right in his lap, and it's a tie game.
Man, you talk about, you know, this isn't quite the level that we are used to seeing these two teams at. This is at least a reminiscent play of the GenG we know and love and we've seen all season. A great little passing play between those two right there. Tied game at just over 2 minutes on it. Is there about to be a lead off this one? No, it's a Chronic goal line save there. Attempted pass. Daniel back over Atomic. Appjack's gonna intercept this one, but Beast Mode's got other plans. Tries to get the beat out off the ceiling and carries this one down, but Chronic again, huge little half clears for GenG to just really hold G2 back enough not to score.
Like I said earlier, we're looking for a winner, and somebody's going to win this tournament, but somebody's going to survive this game more than they're going to win game 4. This is kind of ugly between these two squads, and still tied 1 apiece with less than 90 seconds. First killer dumps that back out to the corner, and apparently Jack has it downfield as far as Daniel, who will play around him. And now Daniel leaves that for Atomic. Bank out towards Daniel. They crisscross in front. It's Beast Mode to line up a double, deflected away by Chronic. And first killer's down there just in case Atomic wasn't sure-handed. Chronic waiting for a mistake. There might have been one. It dropped it right down to him, but finally Atomic right back down the middle, and that forces GenG's attention defensively.
Every time G2 seemingly get this big clear, they're not able to transition off of it as fast as I think they would hope to. Instead, it's GenG just catching them up in the air and turning this into their possession very, very quickly. 41 seconds left to go. This ball's gonna clear out back into the GenG side here. That's a huge boost collect from First Killer. It means he's gonna be able to carry this one all the way across. You see Daniel lurking. Jack's just gonna push him out of the way for that one, but that pinch could be massive if Beast Mode could have gotten there back in time. Instead, we stay tied for now with a GenG clear up field.
He was trying to get on top of that ball too to drop it down to Daniel. Instead, Daniel very wisely racing back quickly. Beast Mode, second touch. No, he's gonna leave it for Atomic. And Chronic is there to make the stop. Overtime is looming here in game 4 unless somebody can break away in the closing seconds. Chronic for the win! Bounces away. Courtesy of Daniel. GenG will give it one back, but we go to sudden death.
Massive savior save from Daniel in those last seconds there, and a huge shot off the kickoff from G2. Daniel's not going to stop this one. He gets past one, not past Chronic, and there it is, the pass over to Appjack. The attempted path clear from First Killer, the demo coming through, Chronic to turn around, try and slow things down, and GenG on their way to take their first threatening shots of this OT.
You gotta tell G2, you're allowed to stop First Killer from doing whatever he wants to do. He was able to just run free through the G2 half for a good 5 or 6 seconds there, and he almost wreaked a lot of havoc. Here's Atomic as G2 breaks out. First Killer there to dump that back for apparently Jack. You won't have the corner boost though as Atomic stole it away. And now Beast Mode looking to center after the turnover from Chronic. Nothing doing at all. Chronic to apparently Jack. Intercepted and back and forth they go at the center line, waiting for someone to blink in overtime of game 4.
You can see First Killer back. What I'm noticing is a lot of GenG does keep one person back, just kind of messing with that third man, but same could be said for G2, trying to go and clear a path there. There's Daniel upfield already trying to go, but he retreats. And Atomic's ball touch stays corner. And this one over to Jack. GenG taking their time, reset to get over one. Chronic's up next, off the backboard. First Killer, he's coming through, off the ceiling and down, and Beast Mode clears this one.
He's gonna leave that for Daniel too. Of course, the Beast Mode Daniel connection for so long has been so great. The O2 have Jack and Chronic, but it's First Killer that nearly stole the show again. Looking for his 5th goal of the series to lead all scorers, but instead it's back on defense now, having to duck inside the net to avoid contact. Beast Mode bringing it across, Atomic shot, serve it up for himself, center ball, Daniel, not happening.
It's not gonna stop here though. Debo's coming out from all sides of the field right now. Atomic low boost. This one bounces up. Daniel to collect. Can he get a double or at least a second touch to set up any of his teammates there? It's actually Jack's touch that leaves it in Beast Mode's possession for now. And Chronic's gonna try and take it away. Daniel though, other plans. He just continues to keep this in the hands of G2 for as long as he possibly can. First Killer can't even bail them out and get them out of their own half right now.
Atomic did a great job slowing down First Killer. They might be rewarded with an OT winner. Oh, the shot from Daniel goes wayward. Atomic went to the outside, stopping First Killer from getting to the wall and trying to create out of the zone. But in the end, it is First Killer who gets his, and GenG are one win away from slaying G2 again.
You can't stop First
Oh my
Killer.
god.
There is a player to come in clutch when
It's getting there, hey?
It is 9.
So I invited Sathu in to kind of have a chat with them and talk things through. They ended up winning their semifinal match against an opponent that had kind of had their number, had our number. And I credit Sathu with a lot of help there, getting over that hump. Now he's got to do it with his team with much higher stakes here. Again, 4 points don't seem like a whole lot, but nothing is certain. And of course, the payday at the end of all of this as well. Clinching opportunity for GenG to try and close out G2 again is underway at the Aquadome.
There you have it. Game 5 officially has begun. This one all the way back. Thankfully, Beast Mode way deep in that third there, able to get the pass over to Atomic off the backboard. Follow up from Beast Mode, and there you have it. G2 stride.
It's a start for G2.
Comeback.
Atomic has made a career out of being one of the best setup men in the world. 4 assists. That fourth one gives Beast Mode his 4th goal and a 1-0 lead in a must-win game for G2.
First killer. Trying to do what we've seen so many times before, send that ball to the backboard, but for now, G2 are anticipating it a little bit more than they were before. 30 seconds into this one, again, G2's got their starting lead off of it, looking to turn it into 2, but apparently Jack's got a save and wants to put a stop to that immediately.
Or sometimes you're just throwing the ball at the net, hoping something good happens. Maybe GenG will kind of give you a juicy rebound. That one not very well handled on the side, but Beast Mode couldn't get it cleanly, so it comes right back into G2 territory. So Daniel's got to be careful with apparently Jack shading him. And it's First Killer who has his pocket picked by Beast Mode, but it's well wide and no threat to GenG this time.
There were a couple of really good beats there from G2. They just weren't quite able to close out the ending of that play, which is a little bit concerning. I mean, especially when you're down on match.
Ooh, that's another good goal.
If you're down by 1 or if you're down
Okay,
by 2,
Beast Mode.
is the
Full field air dribble.
for your team.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Just on a different level when he's on. Make it 5 goals now and an assist for Beast Mode in this grand final. Now First Killer going to work, trying to get GenG back on the board. It's very ambitious at that point. They're going to need to do it as a team. Solo efforts will not beat G2 if they're playing like this. Beast Mode, second touch, actually threw Atomic for a loop. First Killer, second touch is well off the mark. But GenG remains on the attack. Chronic trying to find a window for Appjack to shoot through. And instead it goes across out towards midfield, and Beast Mode has to let that one drop. They had to play the slow game there because GenG had the upper hand and maintains it. For First Killer to center now and cleared away again.
Yep, great attempt to get the clear out from Daniel. Unfortunately for him, GenG continue to just stop things in the mid. But this time, G2 looking a little bit more successful on that transition there, although it does get sent back. This one down over to Appjack. Flick over 1, not past Daniel though. Maybe Chronic or First Killer could be a little bit more successful on that one, but nothing seems to be enough to stop Daniel from getting in your own half.
Oh, that's a great play set up there between First Killer and Chronic because they knew G2 was at least going to have one back. It still doesn't matter. Scoreline still reads 0 for GenG trying to close out the series. Beast Mode to try and center this ball. Going after First Killer. Couldn't get him on his way out of the net. And GenG can break out looking for their first goal of Game 5. Chronic with a good win. Gives way to apparently Jack. And Atomic just waves his finger. Says no thank you. And back comes G2.
As this ball heads over back into that GenG half. G2, you just pretty much are doing everything in your power to hold on to this lead. You don't even want to let them into your side. You can clear this out to no man's land. As long as you continue to ping pong this ball back into that orange half, you're pretty much safe. But there's a
Oh boy.
to win. It's
Kind of game over for GenG in this game. G2's definitely taking the reins here.
And great finish there from Atomic.
Yeah, occasionally he scores too. His first goal of the series, Atomic, might have put things out of reach already for GenG. They just have not been very threatening at all. They do not have a shot on target. That will register as 1 and Beast Mode saves it away. So finally GenG have something in that column. They don't have any saves, and of course they certainly don't have any goals or assists. They like to change that as this ball ricochets around. Now Chronic is up. Appjack down in front. Nobody to pass it to him. And Atomic can maybe get one more to get away from apparently Jack. Daniel lobs it out, and GenG find themselves right back on their own half.
There you are, having to defend it time and time again. It's not going to stop you. The floater down over to Beast Mode. That was so nice the way he spotted him around the defense. But to leave that, it's just the tiniest touch to place that ball into the hands of Beast Mode and go up 4-0.
Just like, which way did he go? He went that way. 103, G2 in the driver's seat in a game that, again, that they had to win to prolong this grand final. First Killer can just watch as Daniel clears that effort away, and it almost went through Chronic into the net. Now Chronic and First Killer both up. It's a lot of my turn offense now, and it has turned into garbage time in game 5. G2 can take a big sigh of relief here and kind of play out this last minute as little more than a formality. Beast mode shot requires First Killer to make a stop, and G2, the only question now is not if they'll win, but by how many. At least
5-0, bro.
Oh my goodness, not once but twice have I seen 2 shots come out of G2 from a fairly nasty angle, but this one from Atomic over Jack is just, it's great. It's clean, it's simple, it's mechanical. 5-0 up, 28 seconds left. This game is, I feel, I get terrified when I speak anything like this on GenG, but is as good as gone, and you're pretty much headed into game number 6.
Yeah, no, it's definitely over.
I think they were headed into
One more for the road for G2. Oh, Daniel, that was close.
We're just trying to get anything, any kind of forward momentum. Just feel like, okay,
I can't believe what I've been watching, honestly.
This isn't a boogeyman at all. G2 certainly feeling like they've made some progress. A team that has had their number has just been shut out at the hands of G2 Stride.
Okay.
1 down, 2 more to go.
Fair.
From what I'm...
It's turned into the beast mode show. He's got 6 out of the 10 goals that G2 has scored. What will happen on Neo Tokyo?
There is a reason Beast Mode is feared. Beast Mode is to First Killer on GenG, right? And so if Beast Mode is awake, if Beast Mode is soloing and getting pathing cleared for himself, this could be a whole new ball game for G2 headed into game 6.
First Killer up a little late for that as Atomic was all over it, and Daniel can wait on the offensive end. That bounces away from him, so who else but Beast Mode to take the shot? It was a pretty weak one, and Chronic was not fooled by it. Good bump, though, to take out First Killer. And back downfield goes GenG. It is First again on the attack. Not much in the tank, but when has that ever stopped him? Beast Mode, though, gets around Chronic in a very awkward spot, and G2 escape harm for now.
First Killer wanted to get over, or under 1, excuse me. But G2 have other plans. It's a big clear out into the midfield here. Apparently Jack, no boost, but enough to send it all the way up. That was a slow floater down. If anybody wants to challenge it, it could be theirs. It was Chronic on the attempt, but it bounces back up over to First.
If I'm Sathu, I'm probably telling the boys, yeah, let's not try that play again. Dropped in front. They still haven't really recovered from that either, as GenG has kept the pressure on. Finally, G2 breaks out of the zone. And Atomic trying to read that, but that's well played by Chronic.
Here comes apparently Jack around the corner. Daniel, he's got the capability to do so. Instead, he just gets stopped. Immediate transition from GenG starts to ensue. And this one towards backboard. First Killer just wants to keep it in possession of GenG for now. Apparently Jack not able to make connection. Instead, it's a Chronic shot towards net. Beast Mode clears out mid, and apparently Jack just lurking and waiting, ready to send this one towards that net as many times as possible. A double commit, though, from G2 just to send this one upfield is a questionable plan of attack, but at least it got them out of their own half.
All right, Chronic really flexing his shoulders that time, as he had to put the entire GenG defense on his back. Atomic didn't read that one well, and apparently Jack did, and it comes right back into G2 territory. Chronic had to make a great stop on the backboard, and then slam the door shut on the post, as First Killer jumps out in front to block that effort, and he can pop that away from an oncoming Beast Mode. So now here comes GenG. Who's gonna flinch first now in another closeout opportunity for GenG Mobile One Racing? It's Daniel trying to get a piece of First Killer. He clipped him at least, ate a demo for his effort, but he clears
okay.
away,
G2
and
scored.
breaks the tie.
The
Okay.
first shot forward from Atomic gets bumped by Chronic into it and still manages to push this ball forward and in front of the last defender there. G2 Stride take the opening lead.
1-0, the scoreline for G2, trying to send us to Champions Field, where again they are 5-2 so far this season. The 2 belong to this team, GenG. Chronic has First Killer waiting for a pass. It got to him, but the shot goes wayward out to the corner. And Atomic just puts himself between First Killer and the net. and that's good enough. That shot sails high. Daniel's got it. Atomic makes sure Jack has to jump early. And here comes G2, looking to add to their lead, but not going to on this trip.
What feels like a million attempts at this point. Kind of haven't been as quality as we've seen in the past from, I think it's fair to say, either team at times, but for now, GenG, they just want to close this one out.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's through.
Game's back on. GenG has tied it up. It's a pretty nice goal by Jack, but yeah, I don't know.
And Jack gets it on the follow through. His third goal of the finals ties up game 6. Did you expect anything different between GenG and G2? It's going to come down to the wire yet again.
Pressure is not going to stop here, though. G2, they got to fight for their lives here. They've only got one more chance. GenG still, they're on match point. They have the upper hand in this situation here. And they're going to try to let G2 know that this is where they want it to end. Off towards the backboard. Atomic tries to make
1 minute left.
Over to Daniel. This one pinches out all the way upfield.
It's coming down to the wire.
To try and turn this into a play here for G2, but instead Chronic with the intercept and carries GenG out of their half.
Atomic very patient defensively there. Confident as well. I think he had support behind him, so it was fine. Chronic just ran out of gas. Now Beast Mode's shot is easily dealt with by First Killer. What happens with the rebound? Second chance opportunity perhaps for G2 as Beast Mode will slow it down. He got around Chronic, but not around First Killer just yet. He'll bring it back across. Can anybody get a critical 50? That was good one there from Daniel, but Atomic
20 seconds.
couldn't quite finish the job. Chronic back the other way. Double drop down in front. We've seen GenG do that to great effect quite a bit this weekend, but it doesn't yield any results. Closing seconds of regulation. Chronic, flip reset, nothing doing. Atomic to bring it across. G2 might be content with OT, but one more bounce needed. Beast Mode starting to give it a look. First Killer, no. And Beast Mode can't catch up to this. Golden goal again to perhaps crown a champion in this qualifier.
Off the kickoff, this one could seemingly go in favor of GenG, but Atomic's got something to say about it. Over to Beast Mode, breaking into their half. Daniel is up off this one. Can he get over first? Not quite. It's a First Killer challenge that keeps this one down in the GenG possession.
Can GenG finish it, or will G2 send it to game 7?
Headed towards the G2 half here. Somebody could end it early, or I mean, we could get something reminiscent of what we saw yesterday with the insane overtimes, especially when teams like this are so close in skill.
Well, play along in chat. Let's play the overtime game. Who you got? Atomic, Beast Mode, Daniel, Abjack, Chronic, First Killer. If it's any of the latter, this tournament's over. Otherwise, we go to Champions Field as First Killer pops one out. And GenG, they were kind of bundled up, packed in the net like sardines. Atomic for the win. No, he had to drop it back to Daniel. Very patient play. Beast Mode with the boost steal out of the corner. Daniel let Beast Mode take over. Why wouldn't you? He's been epic in this grand final, but not good enough this time. And now Atomic has to play back to Beast Mode. First Killer, the easy save. And G2 has to try again. Daniel, slow play. Atomic will take over. They don't do anything about Beast Mode. He's still roaming free in the zone. But apparently Jack got over him, and the bank is closed down by Daniel.
That was a massive clear there for GenG too. Daniel gets stopped in his efforts. Here comes First Killer. He sent it back. Apparently Jack now getting a little bit more active on these plays here, but Chronic is the one to fear at times. It's a shot.
Oh my god.
Up, but pressure doesn't stop. It's an infield back over to Chronic. Intercepted by Beast Mode. 1v1 on him if he could take it. Instead, this ball falls to apparently Jack. Over one.
Oh.
Tap to go through.
Oh! What a save! What the hell? No way! How did that not go in?
By the slimmest of margins, Beast Mode saved him twice. And now First Killer gives that away to apparently Jack. And after all that, GenG has to kind of shake that one off and go, all right, well, let's try again. It's First Killer giving it up to Atomic. Daniel's up very quickly. Atomic!
And it's in! We got a game 7! Incredible!